All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We just got back from Quiet in the Capitol, which was Capitol Armory's big suppressor event. I got Andrew Woods, owner, engineer of North Reach Manufacturing, home of the Whisper Pickle. That's the baddest logo ever. We had a great time at the range, right? Got to shoot a lot of cool stuff. Just want to showcase some of his product and what I've learned and what we've experienced, and give you guys a little bit of information for the layman again on how these things work and why they're created the way they're created and why you built what you built. And I will lead in and tell you my opinion is these are the best value suppressors on the market. They went nuts, especially the 22 can, which we'll go over, and I'll film some B-roll of it. But just to show a couple things, I'm going to ask him about, kind of the whys and the whats. So this is what we've been excited about. This has been a project on the channel for a while. It's gone from that hog hunting rifle to battle rifle. And this was kind of the last stage, because you can see with the bipods up, it covered the, well, I have my backwards for storage. It covered all the way out here. So we need this suppressor badly. But this is your 30 cal can, and this is made for what calibers? From what to what?
Everything really, anything below 30 caliber, but even up to 300 Win Mag, 300 PRC. If it's smaller than the bore, then it'll fit down it.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, we shot at the range. We shot that in a bolt action. The bolt action was just crazy quiet, right? This being an AR-15, you got some gas in there, a long tube and everything. It's got a little bit of a pop, and then after that, it just irons out. And for hunting, it's perfect for hiding the actual flash. If you were gonna go down range with this thing, I think it's phenomenal. The build quality, this is a heavier gun. They run that B&G barrel, I think that is their barrel, and it's a heavier bipod, light, and suppressor. But the reality is, we've talked about this, we went for durability, right? I mean, this can is gonna last me, my kids in the trust, right? Their kids, and then I always say their kids might clean it.
Oh, absolutely. Right? And we back it up with our lifetime warranty. It's you break it, we fix it. I'll even cover stupidity at least once.
Well, then you're probably going to cover me quite a few times. Yeah, and then we have direct thread on this, which I think is great. It's pretty much going to live on this gun. I thought it was going to go back and forth between this and my 308. I'll be honest with you. I think my 308 needs its own in a different color eventually. So, but what type of adaptations can you run on them?
So we use the Bravo hub system here. So you can use a Plan B, chemo, ASR, or a direct thread. If it's a hub system, the Bravo, it'll fit.
Awesome. And we did run a few of those out there, and we talked to some of the manufacturers about what would run best, what would look best. I think what I like, a little bit of flair, is this is our 9K can on my Scorpion Evo. This thing was the hit of the party. I don't know why. It's fun to shoot, but we must have put almost 2,000 rounds through it, right? It keeps on trucking. But what is this material we used on the hub here? And I'll probably get some B-roll of it, because it's just beautiful on there. What's that color?
That's a heat-treated stainless.
That's awesome. I mean, that to me, the layman suppressor guy, right? It's got to perform. It's got to be very durable. That's part of my thing. Of course, it's got to be quiet, but I do like some accent stuff. I do like the cool factor on the guns. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like everybody else, but I did like that. There's a couple of Plan Bs that are colored like that. I thought would look kind of cool, maybe bronzish to match the Trijicon. But yeah, so we highlighted these two out there. We didn't shoot this one as much. For just suppressor basic knowledge, why don't you get that first round pop anywhere near as much on a bolt action that you do on like an AR platform?
Well, there's a lot more burned up gases, right? So you have a longer barrel here, and then what also helps with that first round pop is just kind of chamber length and overall volume.
Okay.
And a little bit of how the blast baffle is designed, but any unburned powder is going to reignite inside the blast chamber because of the oxygen content, and that's where you get a lot of your first round pop.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. And then obviously you've got the action much louder itself too, so that lends itself. And then we realized yesterday that the impact of the dirt and the sand sometimes was louder than some of the cans, right? The 300 Blackout was pretty close. The 22, of course, like the dry fire round was louder than the actual 22 round we fired, which is wild. So yeah, man, I like them. And then they come basically standard with this finish, which is a black. Is that Cerakote as well?
Yeah, it's a jet black Cerakote.
Okay. And I like that it's semi-matted already. It's not shiny like this flashlight. Big fan of that. Obviously come from a tactical background. But you mentioned something to me at the range the other day that being in the older cans, what did they do over time, this coating?
Depending on what Cerakote is applied, like different cans. over time that Cerakote can flake off or discolor.
Okay.
We're using a high temp Cerakote, so it's good up to 1200 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
And so we've ran these to full auto, got them to glow. And this one's been glowing a few times, and there's no color.
Yeah, it looks brand new. I'll be honest with you, it looks brand new. And you even told me that, what's the serial number of that suppressor?
This one's number 2.
So it's number 2. And if you can see that, I'm of course going to get a lot of footage of this because it's my baby. Anyway, but it's brand new. I mean, brand new. This is awesome. It is coated in FDE, Magpul FDE, right? So obviously everything here comes in Magpul FDE except the Trigicon, etc. So what a great match. I love it. And then we'll have to show you, but I'll grab it. I gotta show them the little 22 can because the hit of the show, man. We had this line that was huge, and even the people at Capital Armory were like, "What are you guys doing over there? Like, you're the little guy, and you got this massive line." And a lot of it was that 22 can that you had, right? So, and I've got some good footage of us shooting out of it was a Bagar bolt action, great gun, and we shot 22 CCI 22 quiets, no secret, and literally you would rack the action. It was louder than the shot. You would fire it, and then somebody would accidentally dry fire it, and I realized that the hammer dropping and striking was louder than the actual shot. So I'll grab it real quick. But yeah, man, in the meantime,
It's a stereo right there.
I'm gonna go off camera for this. If I have to edit, I'll edit. I don't really care, but I'll let you show it off.
So this is the Micro Pew 22. In the construction of this, we have a stainless end cap, stainless direct thread adapter, and this is pretty tight down right now because we shot it a lot. But inside here, we have a baffle stack that's keyed and lightly press fit, so you can put it back together the same way you found it. We kind of took the dumb out of it, so it's really easy to put back together, really easy to clean. And we also have a lifetime warranty on everything, including the baffles.
Awesome. And some of us talked about, like, yesterday, you got a real small can. I mean, you really could take CLR, shoot it down that thing, shake it up, shoot it down that thing, and blow it out with an air canister if you really want to be Mr. Lazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I've done that a lot for a lot of stuff, but this one would be pretty easy. But it being the hit of the show, let me tell you guys, this can's $250 retail. And once you see the B-roll, people were just, their jaws hitting the ground. And they're like, I gotta have one. Guys are buying 2, right? I gotta have one, then my kid's got a gun, it's perfect for, that's actually perfect. Your kid's got an MP22, little bolt action 22, those little starter ones, your Ruger 1022, as long as it's threaded, or you can get it threaded, which you'll be in the engineer, I'm sure a lot of people can get them threaded. This is absolutely perfect. It gets them going and they're excited about it. They don't get scared. Also, I'm looking into it and I'm gonna end up buying one from you for the long range precision program we're gonna do. We're gonna do a 22 caliber or HMR, we haven't decided, precision gun for training for long distances. And also a thought process of, how about a foldable precision weapon for active threat and active shooter mitigation? Because you gotta realize a lot of these places, you're plainclothed or plainclothes security, etc. And the blue on blue factor of the cops, responding, that's an issue, right? So they're responding to a gun, an active shooter gunman, and they find an active shooter gunman, even though he's there to mitigate. So suppressed, foldable, maybe precision in the longer areas might be a good option. So we're gonna test that with a 22, ballistically, calculations the same, right? Just different math. So this is gonna be a perfect deal for that. But, and then, the 9K, I'll be honest with you, you had taught me something, so I kind of want to share it with these people. We had shot it on the MPX that you guys saw on the show the other day, and it was quieter with that tiny little, there's like no barrel in that thing, right? And it was quieter than this thing a little bit. And what you shared with me is that these rounds we got were not super heavy, they're subsonics, but by the time they come in this barrel, they're semi or fully supersonic, right? And that's what causes this going to be a little louder than the shorter one, right? Should be. You would think it'd be the opposite. I would have thought it was the opposite. So, so we put that can on there. But I'll tell you, as we ran it, it got quieter and quieter. It seemed, right? It heated up a little bit. But I think if we went a little bit heavier around, that would have been very quiet.
And we do have a long version of that coming out too. That's our K version. We have a full size. It'll look just like this 30 cal can here, just with a 9mm bore.
Yeah, awesome. And I'll see if I got footage of it. We were so excited, I didn't get a chance to get as much footage as I wanted, but we did run my son's St. Victor 16-inch barrel. It had a 15-inch handguard and a little bit heavier handguard than the PSA of my other sons over here. So we ran the short can of the PSA, the lighter weapon, and we ran the long gun on both 16-inch barrels again, tad heavier, and it flattened out like nobody's business with your longer canister, right? And people were like, well, what's the difference? I said, an 1.5-inch handguard, a couple of ounces in the weight of the handguard, and then just a couple baffles. How many more baffles? Because I didn't know yesterday. Somebody asked me, how many more baffles do you have in the K, which is your short 5.56?
There's four.
4 extra baffles.
Yep.
And what's funny is it's pretty close to this length. It's not far off, but it's not massive, right? It's not that you can't still maneuver a building if you want to. It's not that you can't. It's so heavy. I get people say, well, this gun is awful heavy. Listen, this is probably the heaviest, if not one of the heaviest weapons I've ever tried to manipulate in the building, and I can do it. You know what I say? Work out. I'm just throwing it out there. But, I like to err on the side of durability anyway. Some of these guys love the lighter, the cooler, right? The better the shape, the cooler. The neat, the end cap, the cooler. I'm not that guy. I am form over function, right? So, and you and I are always like that. Simplicity sometimes. Efficiency, what we say, is proficiency, and basics are basics are basics. So if you like the look of it, a lot of these guys spend $1,200 in a can and put a burn-proof cover on anyways, right? So I think what would be cool on this, put a burn-proof cover on that thing, make it look tactical and cool, and you're off to the races, dude. I mean, that thing's gonna last me forever. Anything else you want to highlight that I'm missing? Because I probably am.
I think we forgot to tell them what the name of the suppressors are. So this is the Whisper Pickle 30, Whisper Pickle 9K, Micro Pew 22. We have it in a 338. We have a new 5.56 can, 5.56K as well. They're all bored to 6 millimeters, so you can use like 6 mil arc and things like that through it. 46K, 46. We pretty much have every caliber under the rainbow now.
Great. Is there a caliber, and this is just you personally as a geek, because everybody's got that weird gun that they love. Is there a caliber that you want to do you haven't done yet, or is it a caliber that has your heart that you want to continue to advance?
I mean, I really do love the 30 quite a bit, but we do want to come out with a 36 at some point to be a little more universal. Some folks are using like the 46, but that's a pretty big hole for a lot of bullets.
Yeah.
And so I want to drop it down to a 36 at some point.
So that would be perfect for what kind of calibers that are kind of too small for the 46?
Oh man, just anything below that.
Okay. So your bullet that's just a little bit too big for this, but not big enough for the 46 can.
Correct.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that's about it. Listen, if you guys have any questions or comments or your own experiences to share, throw them in the comments. We love the iron sharpens iron, the engagement theory. I don't know everything about suppressors. That's something I've been diving into a lot more this year. Andrew's been a big help in working with him and learning and doing these events, so I appreciate that. And we're going to take you guys on the journey, right? And just kind of, drag you along with us, and you'll learn as I do, and we'll go from there.